Good morning, everyone. So it is now Tuesday, September 23rd. We're in pre-algebra. I hope you are all doing well. So please excuse any noise in the background. I'm trying to do this while they're setting up for Bible school. Okay, let's do some homework review real quick. I have number 14. For those of you paying attention to my pen color, it is black. I switched to black because my blue pen died. So we have a minus 3 when a equals 8. So that literally means I'm going to substitute the a with 8. So I get 8 minus 3. This equals the absolute value of 5, which equals 5. Not bad, right, guys? Let us try also number 20. So number 20, I gave you guys the absolute value of p over 2 when p equals 38. Again, I substitute inside, so it's 38 over 2. Absolute value of 38 is 38. 38 divided by 2 equals 19. So those should have been fairly easy for you all, I thoroughly believe. I imagine we started to struggle with number 28. So we got 6t squared minus 1 when t equals negative 5. Okay, so that means that t is going to be fully replaced by negative 5. So I've got 6 times negative 5 squared minus 1. That square belongs to everything inside of here. So does it belong to a 5? Yes. Does it belong to a negative sign? Yes. So that means I do 6 times negative 5 times negative 5. Minus 1. Can't forget this part of the problem. What's negative 5 times negative 5? Positive 25. So 6 times 25 minus 1. And what is 6 times 25? We get 150 minus 1, which equals 149. Okay? So I hope that wasn't too bad. And let's now go into our lesson. Okay, so again, that was evaluating the algebraic expressions. So when we say evaluating algebraic expressions, we are saying I am substituting, I am filling in my, sorry about that. And I'm replacing my variable with a number. I'm replacing my variable with a number. Okay? Hopefully, there it is. So let's put 2.1 evaluating expressions continued. Okay. Now, when we are evaluating expressions, we need to be able to identify the different portions of our expressions. So we got something that's called the constant. This will always be a number whose value does not change. So, for example, if I have the problem 2x cubed plus 7y minus 6, my constants in this problem, or in this algebraic expression, are 2, 7, and negative 6. These are my constants. Okay. I also have a term which is, it can be a constant, a variable, or the product of a constant and one or more variables. Terms will always be separated by a plus or minus sign. Plus or minus sign. So let's go back to our example. We've got 2x cubed plus 7y minus 6. In this example, who are my terms? This is a term. It is a constant with a variable, the product of a constant and one more variables, and it's separated by a plus or minus. This is another term. And this is my last term. These are each my terms. Okay? Now, let's go into what is our numerical coefficient, or normally called just our coefficient. This is specifically the constant factor of a term. So, in this problem that we did earlier, or this algebraic expression from earlier, the coefficient of 2x cubed. So which of these is the constant? The 2. This is my coefficient. That is my coefficient. What about for 7y? Who is my coefficient? 7. Okay? So, let's do an example problem. Don't worry if I'm going too fast. This Huntress will pause for you all. So, example. Identifying parts of an expression. So if we have 6x squared minus 5y minus z plus 8. Part A. How many terms are there? How many terms are there? So remember, what separates two terms from one another? Terms are separated by a plus or minus sign. So I'm going to look for, where do I have a plus, where do I have a minus sign? Here is my minus sign, here's my minus sign, here is my plus. So each of those terms are going to count. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 terms. Do you all see that? Now my next question. What are the coefficients? Okay, so looking back at this again, What are the coefficients? Well, the one I can clearly see is 6. I also have, is it 5 or negative 5? Negative 5. Okay, I see the z, but what number is secretly in front of the z? Negative 1. So my coefficients are 6, negative 5, and negative 1. The 8 will not count as a coefficient. 8 will count as what instead? So let's answer this last question. What is the constant term? That is, which one of these has a number without a variable with it? 8. That is my constant term. Now, we're not just going to identify parts of an expression. We're not, from yesterday, we're not going to just be solving the simpler algebraic expressions. Instead, we're going to be working with something a little bit more challenging, so let's work those out. Evaluating algebraic expressions. Okay, number 1. We've got the square root of s, that's an s, plus parentheses t minus 7 minus 1 when s equals 25 and t equals 2. So what do we do with those numbers? We substitute them. We plug them in, right? So let me plug it in. Wherever I see an s, I'm going to put 25. Wherever I see a t, I'm going to put 2. So I got square root of 25 plus 2 minus 7 minus 1. Okay. What is the one thing that we never stop using and keep using forever and ever, never to solve these? GEMDAS. Okay, looking at GEMDAS, what do I do first? Grouping. Okay, so my grouping will be my parentheses 2 minus 7. So I'm going to bring everything else down, so square root of 25 plus, what is 2 minus 7? It's negative 5. Remember, opposite signs, they subtract, and then the bigger number leads. Now what goes next? Now, we do exponents, which includes our roots as well. So square root of 25. So what number squared, or what number multiplied to itself twice, gives me 25? That would be 5. Now I got plus negative 5 minus 1. Do I have any multiplication? No. Do I have any division? No. Do I have addition and subtraction? Yes. Remember, these we always go from left to right. So what's 5 plus negative 5? They're opposite signs, so we subtract. What's 5 minus 5? 0. What's 0 minus 1? Negative 1. Not too bad, right? Let's do one more. Let's see. I got x cubed plus a fraction with the cube root of y over 3 when x equals negative 3 and y equals negative 27. As we've been doing, we plug it in. So that -3 is completely under the cube. All of it is under the cube because it's being replaced. It's replacing the x. Plus the cube root of -27 over 3. Okay, what is -3 cubed? -27 plus, what is the cube root of -27? -3. This one's over 3. What's -3 divided by 3? Because I do division next. -1. Are these the same sign or opposite signs? They're the same sign, so we add the numbers. Gives me 28. So I got -28. Okay. So I'm going to pause here so you guys can have a little moment to write the note, or Miss Andres will pause. So she should have paused already. So let me take off the paper. We're going to do, let's do one more problem, and then we're done. Okay, last problem for today. We've got a squared d minus the absolute value of 3d. Close the absolute value. When a equals -3 and d equals -4. As we've been doing, we're gonna plug it in. So -3, the entire thing is squared. I put -4 next. This is multiplication. When they're right next to each other like that, that means multiplication. So I'm going to multiply it by -4 minus the absolute value of 3 times -4. Okay, GEMDAS tells me that I'm going to do my grouping first. My grouping here are my absolute value. So it's 3 times -4, -12 times -4 minus absolute value of -12. Okay, when I tumble down those walls, what do they take with them? The negative sign. So this becomes -3 squared minus 4 times -4 minus 12. Now what do I do next? Now I do the exponent. So this is -3 times -3, which gives me positive 9 times -4 minus 12. Now I do multiplication. What's 9 times -4? -36 minus 12. They are the same sign, so what do? I add the numbers. I get 48, and then I just can't forget that it has a negative sign. Okay, everyone, so this is a shorter video, so you have more time to pause and work through the problems. I pray that you're able to do all the homework, and you guys will get another video from me tomorrow to finish out Wednesday. Bye, guys. God bless you. Please behave. Bye.